Hi, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to SA Accounting Academy. Here's a short clip on one of our previous webinars. I hope that you really do enjoy it.
Hello, everyone. I am delighted to be here with you today. I am Jean Caragherh, President of Capstone Marketing. I'm a marketing consultant here in the United States, and I have spent the past 35 years working solely with accounting firms and CPA firms on their marketing and business development. And today's program, we're going to focus on 4 factors in generating new clients. I know that business development and generating business is always important in your practice to be able to generate that new business for firm growth and perhaps to replace clients that may have retired or sold their businesses. So these 4 aspects are all very important in your marketing and business development role. As I've mentioned, I've spent the past 35 years working solely with accountants. I offer a variety of services that you could see here on this slide. All this information can be found at capstonemarketing.com. And again, I'm thrilled to be here with you today. And I would encourage you to please use the chat box. We have the program today divided up into different modules or segments. And we will take questions and answers at the end of each of those segments. So don't hesitate to post your questions and comments in the chat box, and we can go over those at the end of each segment. So let's take an overview of what we're going to be covering together today. So the first of the 4 segments related to generating new business is defining that ideal client. The next step is creating and executing that business development plan, because if you don't have it written down, it's very easy to go off course or to change direction too many times. We're going to review various marketing and business development tools, and then we're going to discuss cross-selling, which is probably one of the most neglected business development tools that you could have in your toolbox. When it comes to defining your ideal client, it's necessary for you to analyze your client base, and I'm going to give you different tools to be able to do that. And to rate your clients, because you need to use the information and the data that's available within your client base and analytics to define the types of new clients that you want to attract. That will really help you focus your marketing and business development, because you want to attract more types of clients that match your ideal client description, as opposed to any opportunity that may just come along, because not every new business opportunity is going to be appropriate for you or your firm. And at the end of that module, you'll have a clear description of your ideal client, or you'll have the tools to be able to go back and do your homework in order to create that ideal client description. That next module, as I mentioned, is creating and executing a business development plan. So we're going to review all of the elements that go into a marketing plan, which is going to give you the framework for your marketing and business development plan. Again, having it in writing helps make you more accountable. It helps you manage your time, and it also enables you to create a budget that will be sufficient for you to implement the plan. Next is integrating marketing and business development tools. Now, we've always had marketing tools that could be a combination of tools that you would use live, when you're in person with people, and those that you can implement virtually. And as we've all seen from the pandemic, a lot of us have become pretty adept at virtual meetings, virtual CPE, like we're doing here today, virtual networking. So there is a lot more technology available to us that we can use to implement our marketing plan. And I'll help you determine where your sweet spot is, using your personal marketing and business development skills to determine which activities you would be most successful at, knowing that it's still important for you to reach out of your comfort zone a bit to learn new skills. And we're going to examine different types of marketing tools and help you determine which are those, top 2 or 3 that you really need to be consistent with and you feel that you would get the best results with. And finally, the final module is related to cross-selling services. And I'm going to define what cross-selling is and to help you identify opportunities to cross-sell to your current clients. As I mentioned earlier, cross-selling is one of the most neglected marketing tools that you can implement. And for those of you who may consider yourselves more introverts, this is a great way to expand your client base and expand the services that you're offering to your clients, because you'll be working with the clients who already know you and love you instead of starting conversations with people you may not know and spending the time in building those relationships. So we have a full session today with lots of information. So again, don't hesitate to use the chat, and we'll get to that chat box at the end of each segment. So let's dive in to defining your ideal client, because not every prospect is an appropriate prospect or a good prospect for you. So you need to do your homework. And let me say up front, this is work. It's work. But the information I am encouraging you to collect and to analyze exists within your current systems as you operate your firms. It may be located in different places at the moment, but it's there. And once you put this information together the first time, it is much easier to update that on an annual basis. So you're able to analyze trends and how your client base is changing. And it enables you to figure out what's really working for you and what's not working for you, which will then tell you what you need to be doing more of and what you need to be doing less of. So imagine that this image represents your client base. There's all different types of clients, right? We have strawberries and blackberries and oranges and apples and grapes and all these different types of clients represented by these different types of fruit. This is a hard way to run a practice because it's important that you're able to advise your clients on running their businesses and how they can improve their operations. And when you have a client base that is really scattered like this, it makes your job more difficult because you need to know more information about many different types of businesses, as opposed to taking a look at your client base represented by this image. And it's clear that you have specific industry niches or types of clients based on their structure. So it could be family businesses or publicly held businesses or nonprofits. But you go from a mix of all different types of clients to one that is more structured with some true specialties. And I'll tell you, when you go through this analysis, you'll discover, if you don't already know, those areas of expertise or specialty that you have that will help you determine which of those that you should really focus on and go even deeper with your knowledge and your marketing. And the way you do this is, again, to conduct an industry analysis. And this chart that we're looking at now is a sample. So across the top, where I've put, industry number 1 and number 2 and number 3, you would replace that with specific industries. For example, real estate, construction, healthcare, we could go on and on. but you'd have a column for each of these industries and then plug in the information down the left side for each of those industries. So you're tracking your gross fees and net fees, what your realization is, and you could see down this side the types of information.
I hope that you enjoyed that video. For more of our webinar videos, go to www.accountingacademy.co.za. Thank you and have a lovely day.